If you don't hit record, whatever you say and do in front of a camera is not recorded. Lesson learned. I thought I hit record, but I didn't. And this is my 4th attempt today. Whee! Anyway, my name is Jack Wallen, and I'm here to talk to you about something. And something I want to talk to you about was inspired by a movie that my wife and I watched this last weekend. Whee! The movie is called Ghostlight. It's on Amazon Prime. Please, 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 please watch it. It is a beautiful, moving film that will grip you by the heart, and it will not let go. It really is that good. I haven't been moved by a movie like this in such a long time. Now, there's a reason that this movie moved me so much, and the clue is in the title. If you don't know what a ghost light is, it is the single light bulb that's on a stand, a rolling stand, that is placed on an empty theater. When the lights are out, it stays on. And the idea is that so when the stage manager or whoever comes into the theater first doesn't have to worry about tripping over anything, or they can find their way to wherever they need to go. And the other idea is that the ghost light is there to help light the way for the ghosts that are in the theater. And I believe, firmly believe, that all theaters are haunted by the spirits of shows past, of actors past, whatever. You can feel it. Every time I go to perform, I go early and I stand on the stage and I just close my eyes and breathe. I take it all in because I know that I'm just breathing rarefied air in that theater, and I just let it just enter me and fill me up with all of everything I need to get through the performance. And I've been doing that for a very long time. Anyway, back to the movie. So this movie starts out with a man. He's an old school guy. You can tell he's a construction worker. You just look at him, you're like, that's an old school guy. And so he's standing there with his jackhammer, chunka 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 chunka, which that's my universal gesture and sound for jackhammer, chunka 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 chunka. And for some reason, he crosses the street. He goes in. There's this old building, and he walks in, and he sees some people that are. He doesn't know what they're doing, but eventually he discovers that they're rehearsing a play. The play is Romeo and Juliet. It's a community theater. They're kind of a little ragtag collection of misfits that their heart's in the right place. They love what they do. They do it, and they do it just for the love of doing it. But you know that there's something with this guy. Something happened to him. You know it. You can sense it. Tragedy is at the heart of his existence. You don't know what it is, you don't know what it was, but you know that something happened. He goes home, he interacts with his family, and you realize he's closed off. He cannot connect with people. Whatever it was happened to him, put a wall up and it added to his conventional man-isms, and he's not there. He's angry, bitter, frustrated, hurt, lost, you name it. Goes back to work the next day. Something bad happens at work that leads him to having some time off from work. And his curiosity takes him back to that theater. And the actors and the director kind of reel him in. And he unwittingly sits down at this read-through of Romeo and Juliet. He's just reading a couple of lines, and he's never read Shakespeare, never done Shakespeare, so it's very awkward, but he does it, and everybody's like, oh, yay, you can be part of our group, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no. This is not who I am. He goes home, more bad things, more inability to connect with his emotions, the usual blah, blah, blah. But in the back of his head, there's those people doing that special thing that he's never been involved in. However, you find out that his daughter was a performer, and he loved that about her. And yet, you still know that something very bad happened to him. You don't know what it is yet. You eventually find out, and when you find out, your heart just breaks for him. But the beautiful thing about this movie is that thanks to him getting involved with this play, he finally gets in touch with his feelings. He finally opens up. He's finally able to deal with the tragedy in his life. And what you thought was leading to a broken family winds up with this family returning to one another and being capable of loving one another and being there for each other. And it's a beautiful thing. And about halfway through this movie, you start to realize that it's really all about the healing power of art. You've been there. I've been there. Everybody's been there. You've been having one of those days where you don't think that you're going to be able to make it to the end. You're not going to be able to make it to the point where you finally get to crawl into bed, pull the covers over you, and disappear from all of the crap that is chasing after you. At some point in the middle of the day, you either break out a song, your favorite song, you read your favorite book, you watch your favorite movie or a TV show, or you go to a rehearsal for a show or you perform a show, and you realize that is the only thing that you needed to help you get through the day. And it may be the only thing that could have helped you get through the end of the day. That's art. That's what art does for everybody. I have said it before and I will say it again. I would not be who I am if it weren't for art. I would not be here if it weren't for art. I wouldn't have made it. Art saved my life. And it keeps me sane on a daily basis. If I did not have my words, I don't know what I would do. I would be lucky if I were nothing more than a zombie walking around just trying to go through the motions and get through it. But thanks to art, I can feel human. I can feel my emotions. I can connect with people. I can experience things on a very deep and emotional and passionate level. I can be. And this movie, Ghostlight, puts that on display right in front of you. And it will probably remind you of a time where you didn't think you were going to make it, and some form of art helped you through. And by the end of this movie, all of a sudden, what was once a shell of a man is a whole, compassionate human being. Thanks to a community production of Romeo and Juliet. I know I blather on and on and on about this. And I know that I always seem to come across as making art to be far more important than it is, but it really is important. If you struggle emotionally, mentally, physically, if you struggle, turn to art, turn to music, turn to books, turn to movies, television, any form of art you can. Stand in front of a painting and lose yourself in the visual of that image. Go to the ballet and watch those glorious dancers do their thing. Art is healing. That's why there's a such thing as art therapy. Because art in and of itself is therapy. I'm not going to lie. There have been so many days in my life where I thought, I don't know if I can keep going. And then I dive into my words, or I go to rehearsal, I watch a movie, listen to a song, and then I'm reminded that, you know what? I do have it in me to survive, to make it. Watch that movie. It will change you. If you don't believe in the healing power of art, watch the movie and let it change your mind. Because, trust me, when I tell you this, I've been there, and I know countless people who have been there, who have struggled, who have lived on a precipice between hatred and love, life, death, resentment and bitterness, anger and joy, whatever. And if it weren't for art, they would have walked over that precipice and just let whatever happens happen. And it's not just for the artist. You may not be an artist. You may not have it in you. You may not have a creative bone in your body. But you can still grasp and experience that healing nature of art. Yeah. It was one of those movies. And I have a feeling that that movie will stick with me for the rest of my life. And it will always serve as a reminder that when things get bad, there's always art to turn to. Sure, that's not to say that you can't turn to your loved ones, because I do. I turn to my loved ones as well. But art is at my core. I always have it with me. No matter where I go, I know that I have that kernel of creativity that just pulses inside of me, like my heart. Always there to remind me, you can make it. You can do it. And when you struggle, I will be here for you. Amazon Prime, Ghostlight. Watch it, please. Anyway, thank you so very much for sitting down and listening to me blather about this little topic. And, well, and this Thursday, it's Thanksgiving here in the United States of America. And I'm telling you right now, I am thankful for each and every one of you. So know that somewhere in the world, there's a strange little guy who is thankful that you exist. I hope that you and everyone you know and love have a wonderful, wonderful day.